Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another video. I am Tyler Leung, professional pickleball player, and this is my partner, Gardner Reed. Gardner is a local 4.5 player. He is awesome. He loves to sandbag, so don't enter any local tournaments because he will be there beating you. All right, so for today's topic, we've had a lot of people ask me about how to generate power on smashes, overheads, and kind of put away shots. And so today we're going to talk about that and how I generate my power on my put away shots. So there's a couple things that I like to think about or remember when I'm putting these shots away and trying to put a lot of power on it. So the first things first is you got to practice this shot. If you don't practice this, it's going to be very difficult for you to improve on these putaways. The second thing that a lot of people need to practice and a lot of people struggle with is the snapping of the wrist. And so I like to think of the analogy when I was a little kid, everyone would whip each other with towels. So they'd go around whipping each other with towels, and the way that would work is you were really loose with the towel and then you would tighten it. And so that creates the snapping, and then that creates the pain when somebody would get hit. I'm sure Gardner has a lot of experiences with getting hit with a towel, right?
Yeah, two older brothers.
Two older brothers, all right, exactly. So that's what you want to think about, kind of that same analogy, very similar, the snapping of the wrist. So on those overheads, you want to snap that wrist. Those putaways, you want to snap that wrist, you want to pop it. I see a lot of people, they take it almost as like a full arm swing, and they're going like this, and they can hit the ball hard, but there's not really any pop to the ball. And a lot of people, their opponents will get that back in play, and the point will drag on and drag on and drag on rather than just popping it and putting the ball away. The third thing that you really want to make sure you are doing is creating space between your body and your paddle. Oftentimes the ball will get too close to you, and that makes it near impossible to speed up the ball. You've got to make sure you have a lot of space between you and the ball, and that will allow for you to snap the ball. So we're going to go through some drills that I like to practice that helps with snapping the ball and creating more power. These drills are pretty simple. I'm just going to have Gardner feed me a few balls, and I'm really going to be focusing on snapping that ball. And then the other thing that you can also do to help strengthen or get more power is, I don't have it right now at the moment, but they make these little balls, they're rubber, and it's just a strength ball. You need a lot of strength in your forearm and your hand. If you get a little bit more strength in your hand, you're also going to be able to speed up the ball and get more power with it as well. And so by doing these two different drills, you're going to be able to create a lot more power. So Gardner's going to feed me a few balls, and we're just going to focus on how I snap my wrist. I'm also going to demonstrate what it looks like to do a full arm swing and why it's difficult for a lot of people to put those balls away because they simply don't have enough pop on it. So we're going to start with the full arm, what that looks like, and then we're going to transition into me popping, snapping my wrist at the ball. Okay, that's good. So as you see the ball, it's hit hard, but there's no real action, there's no real pop to it. And so more likely than not, your opponents are going to be able to return that ball, and the point's going to drag on. Now what I'm going to show you now is when I'm really snapping my wrist and creating a lot more power, that's going to pretty much end the point or guarantee my team the point. Few backhands. Okay, that's good. Awesome. So as you saw, the last ones were much more powerful, and the reason being is I was really snapping my hand and using my hand strength and my forearm to create the power rather than using my entire arm. All right, so now we're just going to show what this looks like in a normal point. We're going to be dinking a couple times, and then he's going to pop it up just a little bit too high, and then I'm going to be able to speed it up. And since I'm snapping my wrist, it's going to be a lot more effective, and the ball will probably be a winner, or he won't be able to return the next one because of the power that's coming behind the snapping of the wrist. So there's not a chance that he's returning that because of the power behind it. Had I full arm swung at that, it's going to come hard, but it's not going to have that extra pop that the snapping the wrist creates. And so there's still a chance that he stays in the point if I don't really put that ball away. We'll do a couple more times. Right there. And so by doing this, you're creating fear, you're creating pressure on your opponents because they say, hey, these guys can really put a ball away. I don't want to give them any high balls, and then it puts more pressure on them to make every single ball. And most people don't do well under pressure, so they're eventually going to miss more and more. All right, thank you for watching. Gardner, what did you learn in today's lesson?
I learned that it's key to snap the wrist just like you snap the towel.
Exactly. So there's a lot of other things that you could really get more in depth on, such as using your legs, your body, but the main thing that will create the power in putting the ball away is that snapping of the wrist. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to follow along.
3, 2, 1, slowly.
Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Someone's calling me. Nice. All right, we'll do it one more time.